Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Gonna Gossip TV here. Now ahead of the Northumberland Derby, I thought I'd have a special guest on my channel, and he's actually a really big Tottenham fan, which is quite convenient for this game. So he's called Logan, so welcome on my channel, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling?
Hi, not bad. Looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a really tight game, but yeah.
It's difficult because I think Tottenham started to win more games and Arsenal are quite inconsistent, so I don't know what I'm getting with them. So it's going to be a really exciting game, obviously. What have you thought of Tottenham's season so far?
I mean, towards the start of the season, I actually really did think we were going to win the title, and kind of the wheels fell off that. But I think the same as Arsenal, being a wee bit too inconsistent. I like Jose Mourinho, but I don't know if his tactics are suitable for Tottenham, but he's done okay, I suppose.
Yeah, I think at the start it did look like they were going to win the league. I was worried myself, and I was like, "Oh God, you better not win the league." And yeah, I think like Mourinho, it's hard to say at the moment because I think Tottenham, because they've not won anything in such a long time, they probably will want anything like any sort of trophy. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game, won't it?
Yeah.
So Arsenal this season actually they have been making a lot of mistakes, like giving the ball away, sloppy positions, and like a lot of teams have actually benefited off our mistakes. Do you think you see that as a weakness? You think like Gareth Bale, Son, Kay, do you think they could punish us for our mistakes?
Yeah, probably. I think the one thing that we are pretty good at is counter-attacking. I think we're probably one of the best counter-attacking teams. I mean, with the front three, you can't go wrong with Bale, Kane, and Son. But I think it's just trying to make the best of those mistakes.
Yeah, I think so. I think like it's scary now because Bale like wasn't playing an awful lot, and now he's in the team.
Yeah.
And obviously Kane Son this season they have been on fire. Like last season they weren't as good, but this season they're more like up for it. But what do you think like Tottenham have any weaknesses that Arsenal could take advantage of?
Probably too many, to be honest. But no, I think Tottenham and Arsenal this season have been really similar, and like, there has been a plenty of mistakes. I think Hugo Lloris is, but for me, he's overrated. I mean, I like him as a captain. He's a nice guy, but he's not good enough. He's not good enough. And we've been seeing that quite a lot this season with some of the mistakes he's made. But I think defensively, we are definitely prone to a few mistakes.
Yeah, I feel like Arsenal can relate to that because like I think if it wasn't for the mistakes we've made, we would probably in the top 6, top 4, and it is frustrating and stuff. What do you kind of think like Tottenham's aims are this season? Like, what do you think they want to achieve?
I think Jose Mourinho obviously has won a title at won a trophy at every club he's been at. I think this season he's probably going to look at the Europa League and try and qualify, hopefully, for Champions League next season. Obviously, we're not going to get the title this season, but
And that is surprising because obviously Mourinho in the second season he's known for like winning things, doing well. And I think if I'm right in saying, you still got, is it the Carabao Cup with Man City? You've got,
yeah,
I think, got that still. Do you think you could win that?
I definitely think we could. I mean, we've beat Man City before, so I don't see why we couldn't do it this time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that obviously in Europa League as well, I think that it's a big competition now. There's a lot of teams in there, Arsenal. And what would you think if we got you in the final, the Europa?
I mean, I'd certainly be up for it. I do think we'll win the Europa League this season. I think we've got too much quality in the squad compared to the other teams.
Really, it's hard to say because like it's different because I think like I'm not sure if Arsenal will go all to the end. Like even though we've done well with Olympiacos and Tottenham have done well as well, but I think it's hard to say. But I would love a final because it would be dead exciting, wouldn't it? Like
yeah.
but yeah, like do you know going into the game, like what do you think Arsenal can expect from Tottenham? What do you think? Like what do you kind of think will happen?
I'm not really sure because like I don't know how he's going to approach this game, because the thing is with Arsenal is, obviously Arsenal are a big team, right? And obviously you've got pretty pacey forwards, you know, especially with a player like Aubameyang, a real danger, man. So I don't think we'll necessarily sit back, but I think we will look to counter-attack Arsenal quite a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what happened like in the last game, is that when
Yeah.
Arsenal give the ball away really sloppy and remember Bellerin, he passed the ball like behind Aubameyang, and then that's when they went on the counter attack. And I really wonder what it would be like, because last time it was just like Tottenham, when they had the chance, they went on a counter attack, and then they just stayed defensively for the rest of the game. And I think it will like I don't. It's hard to say what's going to happen, because Tottenham have done really well against us in the last few games against us. What lineup do you think you would like to put out if, say, you were Mourinho?
I mean, I think I'd have to go with, of course, Lloris and goals. Despite him being overrated, I'd have to go with Lloris. I quite like Coria, but I reckon Doherty will probably start at right back, and then I would ideally want Alderweireld and Dyer, Reguilon, Højbjerg and Sissoko probably. I'm not so sure. The midfield's a tricky one, because we've got so many like good players that we could fit in there. And Ndombele, I think, for me, Ndombele has to start, and then obviously the front three. You can't change the front three for Tottenham.
Yeah, I think that is quite a strong team. I think like Roy Keane actually did say a few days ago that like Harry Kane, Son, they're probably like Tottenham's best players, and I do agree. I think that they're really hard to play against. Now, I think that last season or a few seasons ago, they weren't as much of a threat, but I think this season they've really stepped up, and like I think they've been really impressive. Like, what do you think? What have you made of them so far this season?
I mean, by the start of the season, the amount of assists and goals scored by Harry Kane and Son together, it was unreal. I wish it kind of stayed at that like really high level, but I mean the teamwork this season has been it's been something else. It's what's made Spurs better than what they have been, you know.
Yeah, I think like they've really stood out from the crowds. Like I think as well as like Bale coming into the team, I think that I think it was difficult because like he's not been in the starting lineup for a while, and I was expecting him to come into that team and play like all the time. Like, what do you kind of think of Mourinho not playing him as much? He has started to play him a bit more now, but why do you think he might not have played him at the start?
Well, I like you. I expected the exact same thing. I thought he would come in and really light the Premier League up, but I think it's because of the kind of hard work that Mourinho wants from his players. I think Bale was kind of maybe just not quite used to that. But obviously, being at Madrid, not really playing too much, then to come into Tottenham and then all the kind of pressure that Mourinho expects from the players. I think it was probably just a bit of a shock and a bit different, you know.
Yeah, I think like obviously he has been in Tottenham before. He's been in the league. I think obviously he's came into this team and he's probably had to adapt again to how the league works differently. Also, who would you like if who would you like Mourinho to buy like in the summer? What players would you like to get rid of? What do you think?
I'm not too sure about any names for a goalkeeper, but 100%. We need a new goalkeeper. We need.
Yeah, you do, to be fair.
Yeah, I love Hugo, but he's too prone to mistakes. I would love to bring in Bale permanently. It looks like Celtic are going to be selling Edward in the summer, so I would love to sign Edward for Spurs. If he was to go anywhere, it'd have to be Spurs.
Oh, I know that would be good. To be fair, I think the Reese. I think he's not. I think you could have some, but he's okay. But Arsenal. I mean, I'm a big fan of Leno personally. I think he's good, but I think like when goalkeepers make big mistakes, it looks bad in them, and like I think Tottenham probably should do with that. And I think with Arsenal, I would love we need someone that can create something, because with Arsenal, we'll always have the possession. We'll always, we'll get the ball forward, but then in set pieces, like I feel like when we're going to score, we always like need that someone to create something. So I would really love Arsenal to get Ollie Watkins. Like even though that's a big ask, I also love Grealish, James Maddison, but I think that would be asking a lot. But I think like for both managers, because obviously Mourinho's not been Spurs now for long, neither is Arteta. It'd be interesting to see what will happen there. If you had this like chance, would you swap Mourinho for Arteta?
Nah, I don't think he could. I do think Mourinho's still one of the best managers, but I think I do think Arteta will be good in future, but he's too young now, I think.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for Arteta because obviously he doesn't have an awful lot of experience. Mourinho is someone that's won so much, especially Chelsea, and it's difficult. But do you like see Mourinho as someone that will just get you like a bit of silverware and then he'll leave, or do you feel like he will be with you for a long time?
Nah, I do think he's probably been surprised because the issue I think that's kind of maybe not went wrong, but the reason why he hasn't been as successful, people probably would imagine, is that the rest of the team aren't as good as as the front three. Like our front three is miles ahead of the rest of the team. Our midfield is decent, not fantastic. Certainly wouldn't win a Premier League. And the defence and the goalkeeper, I mean, they certainly won't be winning a Premier League. But the front three, I think, is probably the reason he's thought, I'm going to come in here and do a good job, but it just hasn't been as successful as he maybe had hoped, But I do think once he does win a bit of silverware, he probably will leave.
Yeah, I think like with Arsenal, you're like through a building stage where you've got a few like good players, and it's like with Arsenal as well. A few of them are like world class, and then some of them are just relaying the players like with Tottenham, like Kane, Son, Bale. Like I would say probably they're the best players you have, and like in the midfield sometimes you don't create an awful lot. I mean, Son is a brilliant finisher, Dave Kane, but it's like in the midfield you're not getting enough. They're not getting enough service maybe, but yeah, I think it will like be interesting to see how it does work out with Mourinho because like I think like I personally wouldn't swap Mourinho for Arteta because I think we've had such a bad history with Mourinho. I personally really hate him because I think we've had a bad history. Him with Wenger, he's just such an arrogant person, and I think if he ever came here, it would disrespect Arsenal because I think on with Wenger. Um, but yeah, I think that both managers, I do think it. I don't know. I think it will work out for Arteta more. Do you think there's out of Arteta and Mourinho, who do you think it will work out like more with? Do you think?
I think probably Mourinho, and I think Mourinho because I do think he'll manage to grind out a bit of silver somewhere. Like I say, I do think we'll beat Man City and win the Carabao Cup. I think we'll win the Europa League, and I think that's the kind of I don't think we'd ever win a Premier League, and I can't see Arteta winning a Premier League with Arsenal. So I think Mourinho might just edge it out.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to say because like with Arsenal, we're like things are going like there's moments that's going really good. You know, when we beat Olympiacos, Benfica, like we're winning games, but I think with Arteta, he can only deal with what he's got. A bit like Mourinho, like there's players there that are there, and whoever manages the team, they're still stuck there until they're gone. And I think with Arteta, like obviously I don't agree with some of his substitutions. I think it's quite difficult, like when he does that. Like do you like think with Mourinho, there's things he does that you don't like, he could probably improve on?
I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of his style of football. I think he could maybe try and make a sort of tactic that could adapt to the lesser teams like Zagreb. I mean,
Yeah.
a narrow 2-0 win. Do you know what I mean? I get like when you compare the two sides, it's pretty unreal, and it's been the same with like when we played Antwerp and got beat. It's like really, but we can beat a Man City. Do you know what I mean? I think it has to try and get away from just being that like defensively solid coach.
Yeah, I think so. I think it. I don't know how I see it with Mourinho because obviously I don't. Whenever I watch Tottenham, I want them to lose. But I think that like Mourinho, like I think it's. I did think at the start he was going to win the league. I think it was going so well, and obviously it's known for winning the league in its second season. But yeah, I think like it's difficult because I think they do have potential in Europa League, because think Tottenham needs some silverware, whether it's the Carabao Cup. I think beating Man City could be difficult, but I think even Arsenal did it, so I think it is possible that anyone. Um, but yeah, going into this game, what are your like score predictions and stuff?
I'm thinking 2-1 Tottenham. I think it will be I don't think it'll be the most entertaining game. I think it will be quite like really like not necessarily end to end, but I don't think much will happen. I think there will be like some chances here and there, but not too much. But I think we'll probably just nick it.
And I think that like when there's big derbies, you kind of build yourself up. Everyone builds it, hypes it up, and then it's like 0-0. But I think with like Tottenham and Arsenal, I think it's going to be something crazy like 3-2.
Really?
It's so difficult because I really don't know which Arsenal's going to turn up, and same with Tottenham. It's just difficult to say because we just can't. I think Arsenal can't afford to give Tottenham a goal, especially when it's Son, Kane, Bale. Because when you're playing teams like Olympiacos or not Burnley, especially Drew, but when you're playing Olympiacos, you can. I feel like they're less likely not to score because it's them. When you're faced with like Bale and that, it's difficult. So I don't know. I think it'll be 3-2, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fixture. It's gonna be a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, thank you anyway for them questions.
No worries.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
You. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye.